Dear colleagues, let us present computational approaches to semantic frame modeling, frequency, and statistical analysis of nonverbal experience in word fiction. This study explores how nonverbal behavior in contemporary fiction can be modeled and measured using cognitive and computational frameworks. Nonverbal cues such as gestures, posture, facial movement, and voice-related phenomena represent a latent structure we define as a semantic frame of constants of nonverbal experience. Our goal is to uncover how this frame functions across multiple texts, both structurally and emotionally, and how it reflects the embodied dimension of a narrative. Our approach integrates literary theory, cognitive science, and computational linguistics. We rely on three pillars. Frame semantics. Frames help structure real-world knowledge. CNE is such a frame, representing recurrent bodily and emotional experiences in word contexts. Romanin gathers phenomenology. The nonverbal becomes meaningful through aesthetic concretization, the reader's imaginative act of completing the text. Predictive processing theory. The brain constantly predicts and corrects during perception. In literature, this translates to how readers interpret gestures, silence, or movements when they break expectations. We use corpus-based and computational approaches. There were 7 novels of modern word fiction. They were selected for narrative intensity and embodied description. As to text analysis tools, we use Voyant tools for word frequency and contextual patterns, R programming for statistical validation, and key statistical tests. We define CNE as semantic frame presented in word fiction with 4 interconnected subframes: gesture, including movements of the hands, head, or body; posture, including bodily positions and stances; face, including facial expressions and eye behavior; voice, including tone, silence, and speech patterns. These are not isolated expressions, but structural carriers of meaning, building effect, tension, and relational depth. By analyzing how often and where they occur, we explore their role in narrative cognition. Here we can see examples of CNE elements. These elements are often used instead of dialogue, creating emotional atmosphere and moral ambiguity. Most frequent CNE elements relating to defined subframes across corpus are gesture, posture, face, and voice, as we see. Here we see the most frequent words. These frequencies show that nonverbal cues are not marginal, they are core building blocks of narrative action. They guide emotional reading and help shape the moral perception of characters. To validate the semantic coherence and functional consistency of the CNA frame, we apply the following statistical test: ANOVA test, and no significant differences between frequency means of CNE subframes. It suggests frame-level coherence. They are evenly distributed. We also use TECIS on a significant difference and no extreme pairwise deviation between gesture, posture, face, and voice. And we also use chi-square to show that no rigid pattern of CNA usage per novel. So frame is adaptable across authors and text. Nonverbal elements such as a nod, look, and a pause are recognized and interpreted through the pre-existing mental frames, and the narrative violates these expectations. For example, a character remains silent when a reply is expected. This triggers prediction error and a narrative tension. Minking's model explains how a reader builds meaning from minimal cues and why even a glance or gesture can carry moral or emotional weight. This frame stores common reader expectations about bodily expressions in word contexts. By analyzing deviations from the frame, we gain insight into narrative complexity and effective force. As a conclusion, nonverbal elements are not decorative, they are cognitive and emotional drivers in narrative. The CNA frame allows us to formalize their structure and frequency. Frame modeling explains why silence, glance, gesture feel so powerful. They violate expectations, inviting active interpretation. This work offers a new model of narrative understanding, combining linguistic, computational, and phenomenological insight.